Hello everybody, this is John Fenley with Murfie. As you can see, I'm not in Arkansas right now. I'm in Utah, where I spent the holidays with my family. First time I've seen my kids on Christmas in a couple years. Missed the last two Christmases. That was really tough, so I needed to do this. But I am still fighting Pine Bluff City. My lawyer actually advised me not to be in Pine Bluff and to kind of just stay out of their way, not cause any more waves down there. But as upsetting as this is for some of you, that I have not been able to unload my containers, it's as upsetting for me. I have been battling Pine Bluff City for 2 years, trying to get those containers unloaded, trying to get power turned on in my building, and it's not happening. And that's why I am dealing with a lawyer at this point. I spent $30,000 last year fighting them on this issue. Legally, they are supposed to give me written notice of unsafe conditions. If they're supposed to either allow me to use my building or give me a written list of things to fix so that I can occupy the building. And as of right now, I have not gotten either of those things. They've said I can't use my building, but they will not give me anything in writing. Last year, I met with the mayor in January, got nothing. I met with the fire department, zoning, multiple times. In 2020, while filling out a form in the zoning office, they actually ripped the clipboard out of my hands while I'm trying to fill out the form that was supposed to get me what I needed, get me that list of things to cure so that I could use my building. That's when I started using lawyers. Last year in 2021, I had a lawyer file that paper, the one that was ripped out of my hands. The city lost it. That lawyer didn't get anything done. He advised me to get architects, so I did. I got architects that didn't do what they needed to do. I talked to electricians, everybody that I could. And there is something deeply wrong with Pine Bluff City and their zoning department. And I have some theories about what it is, but it's a pretty deep corruption involving millions of dollars in tax funding that they're collecting for some efforts, a science museum and business incubator that they are running. And that's why I think they are fighting so hard against letting me use my building, because those are some of the things that I was trying to do in that building as well. Now, I have a lawyer that's working through things, and if they do not let me use my building soon, we have some pretty good grounds for a lawsuit against the city for obstruction, for obstructing this process. I have had so many problems, but I was able to sell an asset last year, and I have enough funds right now that there's no chance that things are going to go south any further than they've gone. I will be able to unload those containers eventually. I'm not charging any customers anything. I'm going to get you all your CDs back. I'm not going to charge you guys anything. This is terrible. This is terrible. The city is going to pay for this. But I want to let you guys know where things stand. I've got people in Arkansas right now guarding those containers. They're still locked up, but I can't unload them. And that's the crux of the issue. All of your CDs are in the containers. I can't get them out. I can't rip them. I can't process them. I can't do anything until I can unload those containers. And I can't do that until I have a place to unload those containers. And I've looked at other options. I've looked at buying other buildings. I've looked at every option that I can come up with. It's going to cost me about $10,000 to move the containers to wherever I move them to. And then still it's going to take me it took me a month to load the containers. It's going to take at least that long to unload them and process everything. So I'm looking at options. I'm looking at options of building another building here in Utah. I've got enough space here to do that. That's going to cost me at least $30,000 and take several months to build a building here. And then $10,000 to move the containers. I am constantly evaluating every option available to me. And I am going to move this thing forward. I feel terrible. As bad as anybody else feels, I feel more terrible than you can imagine about the way things have gone. The only consolation that I have is that there was no other option when I took over this, but it has definitely not gone the way that I planned. There have been a lot of problems. Coronavirus was one major thing. Like I was planning on staying in Wisconsin and doing the stuff there if I could. But the landlord, they are actually a medical company that does reagents for testing kits for COVID right now, or what they were doing, and they needed that space to. They were like, "You have to get out. You have to get out. We have to be using that space to do the stuff that we need to do." Like there was no option for me. I was between a rock and a hard place, and I'm still between a rock and a hard place, because everywhere I turn, there are no good options for unloading the containers, getting it all out onto shelves where I can actually get to the boxes. There's 2,500 different boxes filled with CDs, and there's no way for me to pull out any individual CD without unloading the whole thing. So that's where things stand right now. And I don't have a timeline, because the timeline depends on the lawyer and the city. And every time I think I'm a couple of weeks away, nothing happens. I thought in January of last year that meeting with the mayor, maybe that would move things forward, and it didn't. I thought getting the lawyer to submit the paperwork that was ripped out of my hands would move things forward, and it didn't. I'm not giving up, though. I don't give up. I don't give up, and I've got the funds now to carry this through. There's not a doubt in my mind that this situation will be resolved. My only hope is that you will all be happy with the result. But I'm sure not at this point. But I'm still fighting. Thank you.